Hello, and welcome to the last presentation in the Effective Letting series. I'm Rebecca Jones, and I'll be talking you through the NLA's advice and guidance on avoiding voids, as well as using them wisely. Let's first look at how you might go about preventing voids. When looking for new tenants, ask them what kind of term they are looking for during the viewing, or when initially chatting to them on the phone. Alternatively, if a letting agent provides the tenant find service for you, ask them to establish the kind of period that the tenant is looking for. Then, once you've established a tenancy, build a good relationship with your tenants. Make them feel valued, arrange appointments for inspections when they're at the property, and develop an open but professional relationship. Ensuring you complete all maintenance and repair requests quickly and properly will also help the relationship. A slow response to tenant requests is likely to encourage the tenant to leave. In most cases, it's more cost-effective to make the fix than to incur a void. After all, you'd have to fix the problem before finding new tenants anyway. For long-lasting tenancies, be mindful that you'll need to carry out inter-tenancy redecoration and improvements. This will make the tenant feel appreciated and will likely extend their already long-term stay at the property. If you're still within the initial term of the tenancy, be sure to contact the tenants around 8 weeks before the end of this term. Make it clear that you would like them to stay if this is the case. If they're considering moving on, ask why and suggest a solution. This could be a simple repair or a lick of paint. If your tenant has decided to move on, perhaps you could offer to help them find alternative accommodation. Do you happen to have a vacant property that would better suit them? Do you know a local landlord who could help them out? And then there's the admin. Agree a date by which the tenant will vacate the property and return the keys. Then discuss property viewings. Will the tenant allow property viewings when they are not at home? Would block viewings be a better option? Remember to give your tenants 24 hours written notice before a viewing. When you know a tenancy is coming to an end, consider whether you are able to carry out maintenance tasks while the tenants are in situ. Assess what can be done without too much disturbance and arrange a convenient time for work to be carried out. If there are larger scale redecoration needs, make preparations now so that work can start as soon as the property is vacant. This could also be a good time to explore the energy efficiency of your property. There's only 4 years left to ensure that your property is energy rated E or above, so why not look into Eco and Green Deal measures? There's still an early uptake incentive to tap into, so you could spend less than you think. After work is completed, be sure to obtain an up-to-date EPC. You can do this with NLA EPCs, discounted for NLA members. Another important element to consider is the property ad. Start advertising before the tenant leaves to minimise the void. Be sure to include a valid EPC, details of rent, as well as other charges, and a selection of photos. You might also consider using a UCALA or ALA registered letting agent for the tenant find service, or using an online letting agent, such as UPAD or Accommodation for Students. Remember the NLA recognised supplier discount for NLA members. Importantly, make sure you double-check your budget ahead of the void and that you're able to cover mortgage payments when rent isn't coming in. Make sure you're able to cover council tax payments. The rules around these may have changed since your last void. And before you finalise rent figures, it's worth doing some market research. The area may have changed significantly. Check agents, local newspapers, and online to make sure you are pricing your property competitively. And remember, different tenant groups are looking for different things. In April 2013, each local authority implemented its own local council tax support scheme. Each year, councils decide which elements of council tax should be reduced or increased, and whether to increase standard rates of council tax as a way of covering a shortfall. This could include removing the short-term empty discount if one is in place. The NLA has argued that there should be a window for major repairs and structural alterations, such as those under the Green Deal. However, our only success to date has been in securing an exception or rebate for those affected by the recent floods. To learn more about avoiding and minimising voids, attend the NLA's Foundation course, discounted for NLA members. And remember, voids are an ideal time to redecorate your kitchen or bathroom, areas of the home that can make or break a tenancy. What are your tips for minimising void periods? Share your thoughts on the NLA's forum or at your next branch meeting. And finally, for more information on voids and how to approach them, visit the NLA's Effective Letting webpage. Thanks for listening.